So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the bottom right position of the map, that is Belshir Vestige. We have the blue Zerg player who took game number 1 and was subsequently, well, given a bit of cheese. From Western Wolves, it is Czech. And his opponent, the red Terran player from Team Acer. He sent an SCV down and then he pulled it back. I was going to be like, there's no way he'd do that twice. From Team Acer, it is MMA. And it's like, okay, let's wall off. Let's not do anything too crazy this game. I think that's a good call from MMA. The double, well, that not necessarily double, but the proxy barracks play with the Reaper. It's so cute, so cheeky to see. And I guess it's actually really good on Star Station. Probably the reason why we're seeing it come back. I just remember seeing players like Fuser just do that proxy barracks Reaper stuff all the time in like every matchup. It's kind of one of the old things people missed about Star Station. But the SCV we should see is gonna be barracks. Looks like it's probably gonna be Reaper expand from MMA then. Looking to see the rally on that command center move to the refinery. There it is. So refinery starts up. Very fast drone scout this time around. Czech is like, I'm not taking any chances. I want to know what you're bringing at me as soon as possible, as this drone does move down to begin the natural expansion for our blue Zerg player. And he'll come up and he'll be happy. Like, okay, I'm not getting cheesed. I'm immediately going to get to work on this SCV. If he can delay it, that'd be great. If he can't, oh well. And he's actually trying to focus down this SCV. He might be able to get it. Doesn't look like it. He's just kind of dancing around, and he sees the gas. He's like, okay, well, I kind of anticipated that you had gas anyway. Not too many Terran players will open up barracks with no gas. At least not in the current meta. Most players often go for either the command center first or Reaper expand. Sometimes you get one barracks expands, but it's very unusual. The Reaper is on the way, and the drone comes in, secondary scout. Maybe wanted to get another little love tap on that SCV, but it wasn't meant to be. As second supply depot is going to be placed for MMA before command center. So he actually wants to make sure that if there's a fast spawning pool, he's safe. He didn't send out an SCV scout of his own. So he's basically saying, if you did anything like a 10 pool or a 6 pool or whatever, I'm safe. Although, to be fair, Reapers with their speed can kind of deal with that. With a micro, theoretically, a Reaper can beat an infinite number of Zerglings since they have the speed advantage. At least in the early game. But the spawning pool is done. Natural expansion is done for Czech. And MMA is making his way across the field. Czech, he's played some really solid Zerg versus Terran so far in this match. And the one thing I want to give credit to him for is his made Mutalisks look a lot better than they are. And that's saying something. Because as you know, as a Master Terran player myself, Mutalisks are really freaking annoying. This Reaper's like poking this Overlord. But the Zerglings will shove MMA back. He won't be able to do too much more. Second Reaper is coming in. Oh, he's got an SCV coming in as well. What are you doing? This is interesting. I think this is the sacrificial SCV. It's like the Wicker Man. Oh, is the Reaper going to save him? You gotta save your bro, man. Okay, he's going to get out anyway. And actually, what, did that drone get the kill? Did he kill that SCV? Oh, what a cheeky little... He even distracted us, the hidden SCV trick to get your command center delayed. MMA, he's metagaming himself at this point, but Czech has just made the Mutalisks and Zerglings in all of the fights throughout this series look so good. Like, every time Czech's gotten into a fight, I've thought that MMA was just gonna, like, there have been some fights I thought MMA was gonna completely clean sweep him, especially with the upgrade advantage, but Czech's done a fantastic job of really forcing MMA to overextend, and I can't say 100% that that's the fault of MMA. He jumps up into these Zerglings, nowhere to go here. And it's nice. He's denying scouting because there's no third hatchery. And suddenly 3 extractors are on the way. Ooh, MMA. He doesn't see the gas. I feel like 3 extractors at this point in the game, most likely going to be double evolution chambers, a really fast 1-1 setup into a slightly later third. I've seen this a lot from players. Last time, I usually think about this at TLO. There is a potential he could throw down a Roach Horn and a Baneling Nest, but I don't quite know. Without Zergling speed, it's really difficult to make those types of attacks work, especially with how heavily he's droning. So, Viking is on the way, as well as Hellions. MMA is kind of doing a very standard setup, kind of like what we saw him do in game number 1, in all honesty, except out of the Reaper expand. But the Queen's droning, shoving him away. And this Reaper's actually done a good job of picking off creep tumors, something that you don't often see. If you can pick off creep tumors to Reapers, it's so nice. Roach Horn's on the way, and Zergling speed. I might have to eat my words here. That Roach Horn, where is it? Where is that tucked? Okay, it's behind the natural mineral line. Okay, third hatchery. Still going to build the third hatchery. Makes sense. The Roach Warren is surprising only because he hasn't played any type of Roach, Zergling, Baneling compositions throughout his match today against MMA. And there's a Baneling nest as well. This third base could be a fake out if the Hellions and Reapers go to scout. Maybe he'll say, oh, okay, you scout the third base. Well, there's a hatchery here, so you don't have to worry. But yeah, okay. I mean, some players like Hyun will play Roach, Ling, Bane as their unit composition. It's the only reason I'm still a little bit hesitant. But 8 Roaches at this stage in the game, 9 now. This is 100% going to be for an attack. And check. The one thing that's going to be difficult is these Reaper Hellion Forests. All MMA needs to do is remain active on the field, and he should be able to see this coming. The question is, how does he defend against it? Because he has the 1 barracks to production. He's building a reactor with his factory, so there's no way to produce even a single Widow Mine. When Polt does this style, he usually doesn't. He actually delays the add-on on his factory just to churn out a few Widow Mines so that he can get some semblance of a defense up. But the Viking killing Overlords is nice as well. If he can try to supply block him a little bit, prevent reinforcing Zerglings from coming in, that can be really, really nice as well. And the Hellions and Reapers are coming in. He doesn't see these units moving across the map. He doesn't see the attack coming. The Roaches are almost here. What's here to defend? 2 bunkers are being added on, but there's no units to put in them. Oh, this is going to be so difficult to deal with. There's a ton of Roaches. The SCVs need to be brought into repair immediately. The Banelings are on the way. The Hellions all immediately getting smashed away. And MMA, he is in for a world of hurt. 18 Banelings. Check is saying, yeah, man, I'm just going to win this match right now. Thanks, bro. And he is getting ready to press in. I don't know if MMA is going to be able to stop this. He's only got 5 Marines. Empties the first bunker. He's trying to pull back. He wants to make him waste Banelings on the empty bunker, but he's still going to get on top of this. Immediately blows it apart. MMA has no answer to this whatsoever. That third command center not going to do too much to deter the attack coming in. The Viking lands. The Widow Mines have come out of the reactor factory, but the Banelings blow that apart, and he's just going to march everything else into this base. GG Check will take a 2-1 victory over Acer MMA and move on to the winner's match to face Squirtle.